I had always loved my small town, but lately I felt like I was living inside a cage. Every morning I woke up to the same routine: school, homework, house chores, and then bed. Even the streets outside looked the same every day. Nothing felt new or exciting. I began to feel invisible. My parents tried to help, but they could not understand my dreams. My friends were kind, yet I could not share my feelings with them. I wanted to speak, to scream, to say something, but no words came out. One rainy afternoon, I sat by my bedroom window, watching the drops fall slowly on the glass. I wanted to disappear, to leave everything behind and go somewhere nobody knew me, somewhere I could start fresh. The thought of running away made my heart race, but at the same time, fear gripped me. What if I failed? What if I made a mistake I could never fix? For the first time, I realized that escaping might seem like freedom, but freedom without courage is just running from your problems. Even so, the idea stayed in my mind. Every night, I dreamed of packing my bag and leaving quietly before anyone noticed. For weeks, I could not stop thinking about running away. I imagined two paths. On one path, I ran away, leaving my family, friends, and home behind. I imagined feeling free at first, exploring new streets and meeting new people. But then, loneliness crept in. I imagined nights where I would feel afraid and lost, wishing for the safety of home. On the other path, I stayed. I faced my problems, spoke to my parents, and tried to improve my relationships with friends. I imagined feeling frustrated and trapped, but I also imagined learning, growing, and gaining courage. The thought of making the wrong choice was terrifying. I could feel my heart beating fast every time I imagined either future. One evening, my best friend, Elif, called me. She had noticed that I seemed sad and distracted. I hesitated, but eventually I poured out my feelings. I told her about my desire to leave, my fear of being trapped, and my frustration with everything. She listened quietly. When I finished, she said, "You are not alone. Running away may seem easy, but facing your problems will make you stronger. You can find freedom without leaving the people who care about you." Her words stayed with me. I realized that maybe there was another way, a way to feel free and brave without abandoning everything I loved. The next morning, I woke up early. The sunlight gently filled my room, and for the first time, I felt a small spark of hope. I took a notebook and began writing. I wrote about my fears, my dreams, and my desire to escape. I wrote about the people I loved and what I would miss if I left. I wrote about the courage it would take to face my problems instead of running away. After hours of writing and thinking, I felt ready. I spoke honestly to my parents that evening. I told them about my feelings of being trapped, my frustration, and my fears. I expected anger or disappointment, but instead, they listened. My mother held my hand, and my father smiled softly. "We are proud of you," he said. "We will support you no matter what, but make sure the decision is yours." That night, I realized something important. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is acting even when you are afraid. I joined a school club I had always wanted to try, started speaking more with my friends, and gave myself small challenges every day. I did not run away. I stayed. The first weeks were not easy. I still felt frustrated, lonely, and sometimes overwhelmed. But slowly, I learned to handle my emotions, to trust myself, and to celebrate small victories. One day, while walking home from school, I stopped and looked around. The streets, the familiar houses, and even the small shops felt different. I felt proud. I had stayed. I had faced my fears. I realized that running away may seem like an escape, but true growth comes from confronting your challenges, asking for help, and taking small steps forward every day. Life often feels overwhelming. We all have moments when we want to escape, when we wish we could run far away. But running doesn't solve the problems inside. Staying, facing your fears, and asking for help builds strength, courage, and confidence. If you're feeling trapped, remember, small steps, honest conversations, and brave actions can change your life. You are stronger than you think, and every challenge you face is an opportunity to grow.